Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today I am making a couple little baby cards. I'm using Unity Stamp Co. stamps. The first one is this tiny tutu soiree. I am making cards for 1-year-olds today. I have one for a boy, one for a girl, and I'm using my new to me Tim Holtz watercolor pencils from the Distress line and this Canson XL watercolor paper. So I'm going to stamp up and make the little girl's card first with this adorable mouse with a tutu and a cupcake. I just thought it kind of screamed like 1-year-old, you know, the way she was just holding that cupcake. There's just one cupcake. I don't know. I thought it was kind of perfect. And I just love Unity's stamps, y'all. I do not know why I slept on them for so long. Crazy Paper Chick, when I first started card making, used to play with their kits every month. And I subscribed to their email. I never subscribed to their kits. I bought some of their monthly kits, like used ones, D-stashes, and I don't know. I don't know why I slept on them for so long, but I am truly enjoying them now. Anyways, so I'm coloring this up with antique linen. And then I am just coloring in little pink ears and a pink nose. And I'll have to come back and really add in the cheek. And then I'm giving her a blue tutu. So when Sparkle Heart started ballet when she was like 2.5. And the first tutu she ever picked was blue. So I don't know. It's one of my go-tos is a blue. And then I'm using this water brush, and I'm using the one with finer brush. Or actually, this is the one with the thicker brush. And I'm just softening out that color. I don't want to remove it. One thing I've noticed about these pencils is it's really easy to lift them off the paper. So you want to go lightly when you're blending. These need very little blending, very little water. But I had a blast coloring with them. I've watched many coloring videos over the years and tried to adopt Copics and alcohol markers, but I just really never enjoyed that medium and always enjoyed watercolor. But I learned a lot from watching those coloring videos about adding in shadows and things like that. So I am going to do that, but I'm going to do it with these pencils. So for her tutu, I'm going in and I want it darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. Because obviously we would want the top of the skirt to be less transparent than the bottom of the skirt. And now I'm going back in and I'm adding some shadows with the same color that I colored everything in with. And I'm just going directly to my watercolor paper. And this is a dry pencil. I did not dip this in water or anything. It's not wet. It's just dry like a colored pencil. And adding in some detail, adding in some shadows. That looked pretty good, but I did decide to come in with a slightly darker gray color. And this really added more of the definition and the shadowing that I wanted. And yeah, I absolutely love coloring with these. I think if you are someone who enjoys coloring with colored pencils, but you've wanted to try watercolor, this would be an ideal medium for you to use. I thoroughly enjoyed coloring that little mouse with those watercolor pencils. Now I'm coming in and sketching out a large number 1 because I want to cut this out and emboss it and make it part of the focal point for this card. So I have a 4 by 5 1/4 card base here that I am sketching this onto. Well, it's really like a card front. And so I sketch it out and then I bring in this Tombow Mono plastic eraser. I love these erasers. If you are sketching or drawing, this is the best eraser I've ever used for removing pencil marks. It removed it so much, I know you were like, I can't see it. That's the point. I can see it. It's hard when, you're filming and things are kind of blown out with light, but I can see it, but the marks are gone. And I love that because I didn't do a reverse drawing, This is the front of the piece, so I don't want to see the pencil marks. Now I'm going to do other things to it, so we really won't have to worry about it. But I think those little black plastic marker or erasers are amazing. I'm going to use one of these Spellbinders embossing folders from Desiree. Thanks again, Desiree. And then I'm going to also ink blend on this piece later. So I'm going to set those to the side, and I'm going to do a very simple background. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, this little white piece of paper. And I'm going to grab my mica sprays, a couple that I've never used, and I think they were from a Christmas collection. I'm like 90% sure that they are. But it's like a soft pink and a soft teal color. And I just thought they were so pretty. And I'm not going to do an amazing background. Really, when I was making this, I was like, I should have just done ink smushing. But whatever, I wasn't going to give up. Not yet. And I chose the purple for my ink blending to bring out the detail of that embossing folder on the one. And yeah, I knew that the background really is just kind of a background, and it's kind of messy and it's kind of fun, and that worked for me for this card. And so this little mouse was drawn with a grounding, like a ground for her to stand on, which is really clever of the artist to go ahead and add that in, because sometimes people forget to add that and it looks like your character's floating, which is usually not the look that most people are going for in their composition. So I thought it was clever that she added that in, or that they added that into the design. Okay, I stamped out a sentiment, "You just get sweeter and sweeter," which is perfect for a 1-year-old, because they do until they're 3. Not all 3-year-olds are sassy, but a lot of them are. And I thought I would just trim that down, but it was taking up too much of the area. So then I did kind of what I call a bubble cut around the sentiment, and I end up not loving it, but I'm also gonna live with it. And that's okay. It's okay if maybe not everything is so or so perfect. Honestly, I just wish I would have left the sentiment off the front of the card. I would have been much happier if I would have left it off and put it on the front or the inside of the card. But that's not what I did, and we're going to live with it. We're going to keep going, just keep swimming here. So I'm going to glue down my one, and those colors, they're not like perfect. That pink and blue and purple, it's not like the perfect color combination. I feel like the pink and the blue are very cool and the purple's a little warmer, but it works together somehow, at least for this. So I'm going to glue everything down. And one thing that I do, but I don't show on camera, is that I come back over the sentiment later with that same purple that I used on the number 1. And I go over the sentiment with the purple and just kind of blend it in. And that made me a lot happier with it. So I think that this looks better with a slight matte around it. I was showing you there that you could just glue it down with patterned paper behind it. But to me, it just looks better having that little slight pink matte around the edges. I wanted to use that pink because I thought it kind of resembled the pink that I had splattered in the background. And then I'm using the same purple that I had used to ink blend on the number 1, and then the blue patterned paper matches the splatter and the little mouse's tutu. So I'm kind of just, bringing in those 3 colors, and it helps tie everything together. So it may be a little bit of an unusual color palette, but we made it work. So the second card is for a little boy, and he's turning 1 too. This is for my great niece and my great nephew, who were born around the 4th of July last year, and they're turning 1. And so, of course I had to make him a birthday card. So the first one was for Raylyn, and this is for Sage. And I grabbed this Tigger stamp also from Unity Stamp. And I just love that he's bouncing, and it's so fun and so cute. I'm using the same set of these Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. Now, I have a video where I take all 6 sets and organize them by color, instead of them staying in their little rainbows that they came in originally. It just makes, I know that I'll use them so much more, and it just, as soon as I did it, it took me 11 minutes to organize them, and I was instantly happier because all my pinks are together, my pinks and reds, all my orange and yellow are together, my purple and my blues are together, and my greens and my neutrals, and I have a video coming out of that, or maybe you've already seen it. I'm not sure which order they're going to come out in, but yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it. Now, I suggest you try out some of these before you buy all 6 sets, but if you are looking to pick some up, I'm going to leave an Amazon link down below because I thought they were a really good price on Amazon. One thing I will tell you is make sure that if you so there's 6 sets and they're labeled set 1, set 2, set 3. Make sure if you order from Amazon and it says, if you ordered set 1 that you received set 1. The first one I ordered was mislabeled. It was set 1, but I had ordered set 2 and it had a set 2 barcode on it. So just beware of that. But yeah, the prices are really good. And I'll leave those linked down below. Okay, so I grabbed the same blue paper, and then I had this 4x6 card here that is like a cut apart from a paper pad. And then I have my little watercolor that I distressed around the edges of Tigger. And I decided to add this soft, velvet trim. I just thought, I don't know. I love a little texture on my cards, and I liked what it added. So I added it. I just grabbed some double-sided tape, and both of the cards I'm making today are 5x7s. And I used 1 sheet of 12x12 for the backgrounds, for the 5x7 backgrounds. And from one 12x12 sheet, you can get 3 5x7 backgrounds. So that's pretty good. Plus you get a couple of scraps that are really useful. You can get a 5x5 out of that, and then a larger scrap as well. So I am going to, because that velvet trim is kind of thick, I'm going to add foam squares in the corners and pop this little guy up, and that way everything stays smooth across the card. Just getting rid of that background so I can line things up a little better since it's not glued down yet. And then I have this adorable sentiment that I'm going to trim up as close as I can. I'm still trying to keep the edges pretty even, the edges around the text, so that, it looks nice. It's pretty even. I probably could have trimmed a little more off that right edge as I look at it, but it'll be fine. And I'm just adding 2 pieces of foam tape so it's level with Tigger. And then I'll add a little bit of glue. I'm bringing back in my other background because I want it to be between the two. See, this is a cut apart from a Prima paper. I believe it came, like 100% sure, it came from Dreams Etc. kit. And I had it in my cut aparts and backgrounds box. I have a cut aparts and backgrounds box that has a 4x6 and 4x5 1/4, so that I have pieces that are automatically ready for card backgrounds. So that's that, and I'm going to glue this down to a 5x7. So if you need to make some little sweet baby cards, I hope these have given you some inspiration. I had a whole lot of fun making them. I like that I use the same blue paper, a very similar approach, and I just thought these Unity stamps were so precious, so perfect for the occasion. Thanks so much for spending your time here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.